the meeting to order, and I'll ask you to stand for the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Audience of citizens, this is your one and only opportunity during this meeting to express an opinion. Yes, sir.
Can I ask questions?
Yeah.
Okay. The contract with, that you guys are discussing, we're going to discuss with Jason McCarty. Why are we giving him a contract, and what is that contract going to?
You speaking of the contract with Jason Licciardi?
Yes.
He's
Why?
asked for that. He's in an unusual situation. He is not a full-time employee. He works 30 hours a week as opposed to 35 hours as a full-time employee. But he asked for and was granted when he was hired to have a full set of benefits. That was basically an employment condition. He's fearful of losing that if certain situations take place. He'd like to just be under contract instead.
But does everybody that's working in the town?
Anyone that wanted to ask the same thing it could be dealt with the very same way. We could vote on yes or no.
What is the contract? How long is the contract going to be for?
Hasn't been worked out yet. We've talked to the attorney about it. We deal with Halloran and Sage. That's the company we have for an attorney. And they have several different people within that company for various types of work. One does contract work, one does other stuff. And so the contract attorney has been in touch with Jason and myself, and he and Jason have worked out the basic details of it. We haven't had a chance to get together, all the three of us, and work out the fine points of it. So the actual, exactly what it covers, I don't know yet. We're in the process.
Do you know when that will be finalized?
I would imagine sometime this month. He's been very busy with, like summer rec program up until now, which has ended now. I dare say his time will free up a little bit at this point. I would imagine within the next couple of weeks, we'll be able to do that.
Okay, I just want to say that, at least my perspective, it seems unusual to be honest. It seems unusual to be giving him, not just him, it's not a reflection of his job. I think he's doing a good job, by the way. It's not a reflection on him at all. But it seems whoever the next administration is in the town of Sterling, it seems like a contract like that's going to be tying their hands. You know, I don't foresee them, the next administration, as far as I'm concerned, doing anything. But what if they decide they want to cut, you know, that department or whatever? What if the people of Sterling decide they want to do that? But we're going to be tied with a contract. It seems, just because he's afraid of the next administration coming in and maybe losing his job, I don't know. Well, it seems to me that we shouldn't be tying our hands with the next administration.
I do appreciate your opinion. I'll certainly take it into account. Nothing's been settled. Nothing has been cast in concrete yet. It's just that the rough outline of the contract has been formed, and we have to sit down together and see if we can work out the details. But when that thing is done, this body right here says yes or no. Yes,
So the taxpayers have no say in it, just the board.
no, he's an employee of the town. The Board of Finance, the Board of Selection,
The taxpayers pay for it.
That's very true, but there's only so far the taxpayers can go with it. There has to be some sort of a framework, and this is the framework.
Probably put an injunctive lawsuit in. What's that? You can put an injunction in.
Any other questions or comments that you'd like to make tonight? Patty, please, I can see you.
You see me. When Jack and I went around town, knocking on doors, we came across Calvin French Road, where Karen Rose lives, and that corner there is deadly.
What corner are we talking about?
The corner right where, the house that Calvin French built on Calvin French
Okay,
Road.
yeah.
And it's a sharp corner, and, we kind of implied to her that we would have those bushes cut down now that the flowers are gone. But I understand there's some kind of a schedule that has to be happening, but I think somebody's gonna get killed before we get to the schedule.
I've already spoken to the DPW crew about that. That'll be one of the first areas tackled with the mower, when the mower gets out,
Pretty soon.
very soon. They've been working on a project on Spring Lake Road, getting ready for paving. That's just about completed, so I'm thinking that road, that track will probably be on the road as of Monday. okay?
Wonderful.
And it has to be noted that that lady refused to have that area cut when that tractor was there the first time. Because the tractor does two passes through town, and the first time that she didn't want because of the flowers, which is understandable. It's just that this is what happens when you don't do it once. By this time of the year, you wish you had done it the first time. So there's a price to pay for everything, but we will definitely get to that, probably next week. Any other questions? Yes,
On
no.
that one, doesn't the town own a variance of 20 to 25 feet off the road? If they're on the road, they're the town's, so the lady that owns the property. Doesn't matter.
I'm sorry, I don't understand what you're asking.
If there's bushes in the road is here, there's a variance of 20 to 25 feet off each side of the road that the town owns.
No, town doesn't own 25 feet off the side of the road.
Is there a variance?
That's a very difficult question to answer as far as what the town owns, but it's measured from the center of the road. It's not from the edge of the road. And that's why it's it's basically an arbitrary thing, because look at Main Street. Main Street's about 35 feet wide. Your road's about 22 feet wide. So you can't really, if you said so many feet from the edge of the road, it's very difficult. And we're trying to go by the general idea of 4 feet from the edge of the pavement. That was more or less what the town owns. But there is no hard and fast rule, but the engineer, well, it's very hard for the engineer to even give it a hard and fast rule, but whenever they do, it is from the center of the road to the edge, to a certain distance, but it's certainly not 25 feet from the edge of the road. It may be 25 feet in some cases from the center of the edge. Right. I personally use 4 feet. When people ask me if this tree is ours or not, I say, well, is it within 4 feet of the road or not? And more often than not, people want a tree taken down, which is about 5 feet away. It's yours. I'm sorry. It belongs to you. If you want to take it down, you'll have to pay for it. If it belongs to us, it is dead, then we will deal with it. But we have this happen all the time. I wish there were a hard and fast rule, but it doesn't seem to be
Well, that's what
one.
I'm saying, though, if the bushes are right on the edge of the road.
Yeah, the bushes on the edge of the road should be trimmed back. But there are people who don't want it trimmed back, believe it or not. And this lady was one of them, because they were blooming. Apparently there were flowers. I wasn't there. I don't know what it was, but apparently there was some flowers that she wanted to.
It's
preserve.
extremely dangerous though, because they go so fast. And as we were sitting there in the truck, the cars were coming by around that corner and just about missing the door handle of the door. That's how close it is there.
That particularly, that's Calvin French Road, very narrow road.
Yeah.
Probably the widest portion of the road might be 24 feet, if not, if that. Cars usually take up the better part of 8 feet.
Mhm. Yep, very dangerous.
Any other questions or comments?
Just, very clear what he was talking about.
Yep.
If you go through a subdivision, it's 25 feet off the center of the road, so I just finished it. And I had to go through the engineer and further zoning and, subdivision requirements, it's 25 feet. If you subdivide, you have to be 25 feet. That's the way it's set right now. Otherwise, if you don't, whatever you have now is what it is. But if you go through a subdivision, it's gotta be 25 feet.
Any other people would like to comment during this particular part of the meeting? If not, thank you for your comments and we'll move on. Do we need to have approval of the minutes of the August 20th meeting?
Make a motion, we approve minutes.
I'll second that.
Motion made and seconded, we approve the minutes for the August 20th meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
And the second one we have to approve is the August 26th
I'll make a
special meeting.
motion that we accept the minutes of the special meeting on August 26th.
Motion made and seconded, the August 26th meeting should be approved. All in favor? All opposed? Correspondence, EastCon, letter requesting support for EastCon's adult education program, proclaiming September 15th through 19th as National Adult Education and Family Literacy Week by signing the town's own proclamation. We were sent something, we have a document here from EastCon. I think we should just simply make a motion to adopt, to approve, or to approve, I guess is the best word I can think of, for approving this National Adult Education and Family Literacy Week on the benefit of ECON.
No cost to the town.
No cost to the town, it's simply a matter of proclamation. You're just saying you agree with it, that's all.
I make a motion, we allow you to sign that.
Okay,
And I'll second.
motion made and seconded that we basically allow the first elected to sign that decree declaiming the 15th through 19th of September as National Adult Education and Family Literacy Week. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None. Unfinished business, discussion regarding demolition removal of shed and pour concrete slab with ramps. An update on that is that project was completed this afternoon. Discussion regarding employment contract with Jason Licciardi. I think you've all heard the fact that we're in the process of trying to work out that, and we'll bring it to the Board of Selectmen when it's complete for your approval. Number C, discussion regarding approval of suggested creation of contingency fund and capital account update. This came via the chairman of the Board of Finance, and we've had several meetings about that. What we'd like to do is create one particular account, a new capital improvement, a capital account for road resurfacing exclusively, using funds from the fund balance. And to use the same money to appropriate money for the other capital accounts. We have capital accounts in the form of revaluation, IT, buses and vans, the building maintenance. All these funds are, accounts are funded through the budget. If we were to take that money from the capital account, from the fund balance, we would free up a lot of money for the budget, and it would make that money from the fund balance be actually working for the public. That money from in the fund balance is money that's already been taxed. So that's the suggestion. We'll have to work out a few of the details, go to a lawyer with it, and obviously we'll come back here for this, for approval of this body. If we were to approve it, we'd go to the Board of Finance, they would approve it, then we have to go to a town meeting. All those things are in the offing. Discussion regarding guardrails on State Meadow Hill Road. It's kind of a funny story. So this has been something that's been hanging for a little bit. And I emailed the Atlas Fence Company this afternoon asking for a probable start date. And the answer that I got back about half an hour ago was it's all done. I didn't even know that it was all done. David came by that way and he says, this is all done. The guardrails look good. So that is complete. Discussion regarding removal and installation of fencing. That is a project that will take place at the park. And that's going to begin the Monday after Family Day, which is a couple of weeks away. Discussion regarding email addresses of both the selectmen, the chairman of the Board of Finance, Inland Wetlands and Watercourses, Planning and Zoning, and Economic Development Commission. Those things are in the works, correct, Sarah?
They are just about done. We're just handing out the last of the emails now.
Okay,
I'm helping everyone set them up, so.
okay. All right, next discussion regarding new camera, Wi-Fi, heavy-duty locking electric covers for the gazebo. Update on that. I spoke with the IT director this morning. He wasn't aware that the Board of Finance had approved the money, which they have. He's going to order all that equipment. And I ordered, this afternoon, I ordered the heavy-duty locking electric covers for the switches and receptacles out there in the gazebo. And I'll pick them up tomorrow morning. We can have them put on at the same time. The next item is discussion regarding new camera for the gym, for the recreation department, and that equipment has been, he's about to purchase that too, and that'll get put in as soon as he has the equipment available. New business, zoning building office defined responsibility concerning FOIA. That is a situation where we had a document that was misplaced, accidentally misplaced, and it turned up in the wrong place. Turned out we were notified by the Salvases that there was a document that had their information on it that was in the building office file, the wrong place, obviously. Ashley was notified of that. Ashley she got a hold of Heather, and together they decided to remove that document from there, and Heather filed it correctly. An apology has been written to them after we also had an investigation done here, which I conducted with Ashley and Heather and the CEO, because the document was found in his file. And we had an investigation done, and we determined that this was simply an accident, how it happened. There was no malicious intent, it simply happened. And therefore, we are taking that as a learning tool, all of which I've explained it to the Salvages today in emails. And that we're trying to make sure this doesn't happen again. So that is responsibility as far as the zoning office. Everybody in the building has been made aware of the situation, and everybody in the building is taking it seriously enough so that they want to make sure that, do their very best to make sure it doesn't happen again. Discussion regarding Railroad Avenue. Railroad Avenue is a street right over here off of Route 14A, about a quarter of a mile long, maybe a third of a mile long. At the end of it, there is a road, a dirt road that goes to the right, would go east, and that goes right over to Spring Lake Road. That land, that road, the dirt portion of that road is owned by Department of Environmental and Energy and Environmental Protection, DEEP. The two houses that are on, that, which driveways enter that road, they go onto that road, then one goes one way, one goes the other. DEP approached us and they wanted to know if they deeded that land to us, that would be the 600 feet of that road. If we deeded it to us, then those two driveways would enter onto town property and not DEP property. And so we haven't really discussed the full potential of that yet, but the last I heard from DEP was they told those two homeowners that if they would want this to happen, then they'll have to contact the town. So basically, the whole job is in their hands now. And we haven't heard from them, if we do, then we'll have to figure out what to do with it. DEP doesn't want the responsibility of having driveways coming out onto their property, that's about what it amounts to. So where it's gonna end, I don't know, but I'm waiting for here from the homeowners and see what they have to say about it. That it wouldn't involve any money on our part, but it would, if we did take that from them, that would have some consequences because the road is an unimproved road. We have a few of those already, and we have to figure out all kinds of things like how much engineering is involved with it, drainage, that sort of thing.
Plowing snow.
Hmm?
And plowing snow.
And do we plow snow? We have other roads in town that we don't plow snow at. Because have never met the criteria of a regular improved town road. Anyway, that's the story on that one. We're waiting to hear from them and see where it goes. Approval of the bills. I'm looking at a paper here that outlines about 20 different bills we've had for a total of $101,311.17. Motion made, we approve the bills and pay them, seconded as well. All in favor of that motion? Aye. All opposed? Paid. Treasurer's report is the report that we get for year to date. Tells us where we are in terms of how much money is spent out of each account, how much we have left. And we're not even we're 2 months of the year in, so we're about 10 months left. So that is this one here. Anyone have any comments they'd like to make on that report? Your motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion made and seconded that we approve the secretary's report. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? The report's accepted. Any other business come before the meeting, gentlemen? Shadow? Slightly out of order, we'll take it because you remember the team. What's up?
So I recently started looking into some of the plans as I took over the human resources position also. So what I've been doing recently is taking a look at all the different plans we have, all of the different benefits for all of our employees at the town hall. And I recently came across our retirement contribution plan that we have with American Funds. While I was looking over the paperwork for it, there were a couple of things within that plan that I was kind of questioning. So I brought it to a couple people's attention, and when we met with AFLAC, they had a couple different ideas that we could do instead of what we do currently. So with our current plan, one of the drawbacks that I found is that you have to wait 2 years before you can even contribute to any plans with them. So you have to be employed with the town for two straight years with no leave of absences or anything to be able to contribute any amounts, your personal money, any employer contributions or anything like that. So when I was meeting with Aflac, we were talking about different plans, and they have a plan where it wouldn't start until January first, that's the IRS rules. But January first, we would come up with, how long we want to wait until people could contribute to those plans. So it could be quarterly, semi-annually, or annually. So there's better options with that plan. One of the only drawbacks that I found with that plan is the employer contributions would drop down from what we do now for 5%, it would drop down to 3%. Doesn't mean that the employee can't contribute more to make up that difference, but the town would end up just contributing 2% less with this plan, which in the long run, it saves the town money that way. So what I wanted to request from you guys was the ability to switch our plans from American Funds to the plan that the Aflac people have proposed for us.
I will have to do that on another day.
Not on the agenda, we can't settle that tonight,
Okay,
but
I just wanted to bring it to your attention.
I suggest we have a special meeting,
Okay,
legally called special meeting, where we can discuss this in detail. And just so we'll all feel a little more comfortable with the plan.
Yeah.
Maybe you could come up with some information that we can share, you know.
I have papers and I have, different, information packets for you guys, so.
Yeah.
I think that would help to, just so we can all hear the same thing at the same time. And, but at this particular point, we appreciate what you brought up, but we can't do anything on it right at the moment. Let's just, can we set a town meeting from the set of a special meeting right now, as long as we're right here?
Yeah, I don't see why not. You can make a motion to set the date and the time.
Okay,
I'll make a motion to set a date and time for the special meeting.
when we get a chance to look at the calendar a little more, we can pick the actual date.
Okay.
Motion's been made, we set a special meeting. All in favor of that? You gonna second that?
Yeah.
All in favor of that motion?
Aye.
Okay. Let's work out a date for a special meeting to determine this stuff. I think it'll be better for everybody if we have a little more information. Certainly appreciate you looking into it.
Only one of the many things I've started to dig into, so.
Yeah, I realize you turned over a few rocks since you've been with us. If there's no other further business, if there is any further business, I'd like to hear it. If not, then motion to adjourn. Motion to adjourn, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded to adjourn, all in favor? Aye. We are adjourned, and thank you for coming.